phase 2 or 3, as you will, of your road widening project. I came to Mr. Rice with another individual with the same hopes that Tim expressed here, to actually have a civil dialogue, to sit down and discuss public participation in this. We all feel that there has not been any real public participation in the designing of this road. It was expressed to me by Mr. Rice that certain concessions were made. For instance, a foot here and a foot there off the width of the road. They determined that they would add islands, but these were all determined by the Kent County Road Commission. These were not things that were suggested by the residents. Our suggestion is that we do not want a doubling of the amount of pavement in front of these homes. The bike path, the third lane, with a restriping project, the writing is on the wall. There's 4 lanes of traffic there. A message was sent years ago, or at least a couple of years back, on Rogue River Avenue, where there was an expansion project planned there. The people spoke, they opposed it, they didn't want it, took it to court, and their views were seen. That road was not to be expanded at that time. We view this as a precursor to encouraging additional traffic to come through here. You're using federal funds to make this happen, and you know, the township's portion of this and the Kent County's portion of this funding, $500,000, should be more than sufficient to resurface this road. The Metro Council agreed with resurfacing. That's why it's stated on several documents. And we just don't understand where the direction of this board is going as far as expanding this road, unless there's a bigger picture here. There's a much larger picture, and a lot of the people here are seeing this larger picture. We do not want our community to turn into a Comstock Park. We don't want our community to turn into a 10-mile. We don't want our community to become one of these hubs for strip malls and empty a suite sitting there waiting for other business to come in. We're a small rural community, and that's the way we want to keep it. We made our presence known on the widening of the Rogue River project, and you're pretty much turning your nose at that, stating that once traffic does increase on Belmont, that you're going to go ahead and do Rogue River Drive above and beyond after we told you we didn't want that project to go through. I'm not an attorney. I'm not in any position to actually accuse anybody or to judge anybody, but I tell you what I can do as a citizen, I can be vocal. I can go to people above and beyond you and express and share with them what is readily available to us as citizens, and that's information. We have plenty of information. We can show in the last 10 years that your studies indicate that actually traffic has gone down, as Tim had stated. The years that you used were an inflated study, probably due to the fact that there was construction on 131, and Belmont Road was used as a detour. It was the highest amount of traffic that Belmont had seen in 10 years from the year 2000. And instead of using, you know, a mean average, so to speak, maybe, to apply for these funds, you people all found ways to acquire the federal dollars in order to do this. This road never qualified for it. There's roads that do qualify for the federal funding. Those roads should get attention with the federal funding, not our road. It was interesting. I attended a tea party this weekend down in Riverside Park. I had the pleasure of meeting with Attorney General Mike Cox, Mike Bouchard, amongst others. Shared with him the information that I had, and they suggested that I get in touch with a couple of their people, which I will be doing. I also, interestingly enough, went to a book signing at Schuler Book out on 28th Street earlier in the week and met with Sean Hannity. He's very vocal with using backroom deals and all these sneaky ways to get these stimulus dollars, and his eyebrow was kind of raised. And he says, boy, he says, you know, we're talking about the federal government here and all the sneaky things that they do. Your plight seems to be localized here. This is a prime example of how it's affecting us from a local level. And he also suggested that I get together a package and send it to him, because he thought that that might be a pretty decent little news story to have and show on Fox News Network. So from my standpoint, I'm going to pull out no stops here, and I'm going to let you all know that I'm going to spread the word. I'm going to show the stuff that we have. The mere fact that you have a signed primary work order from our board stating go ahead and execute a primary work order 9 months prior to any public hearing, the fact that you're unwilling to sit down and speak with us and say, look, maybe we can come to an agreement here, maybe we can make some changes, maybe we can address your concerns, but the fact that that's not happening, it sends a message, you're thumbing your nose at us. That was further vilified when I had a conversation with Ted Vaughn, the Kent County Commissioner. I asked him, I said, you know, you're an extension of my arm here as my representative in my district, and I'm appealing to you to help us in our cause here. Find out some information, get me some information. Help me find a way so that we can get you guys to step back, put this thing on hold for a moment, and sit and talk to the people and allow us our opportunity to participate in the project. He said, in his words, that we don't have any jurisdiction over the Kent County Road Commission. You need to take it to the commissioners. I said, well, who then oversees the commissioners? He says, I don't know. Pretty much the road commission goes about doing whatever they want. And when I was on the Plainfield Township Board, you know, we got these work orders all the time and we just signed them off because there's nothing really we could do about it. I find that very troubling and very disturbing that there's a group of people that can go through and tear up people's front yards and expand traffic and do things against the will of the community on a bridge without anybody to answer to. You can just go ahead and do this. I find it also interesting that when Jupiter was expanded, in case nobody here has actually drove down Jupiter towards Plainfield Avenue, there's a road that crosses that, the only one. It's got a street light on it. It's void. And there's a roadblock on one side of it. We've got a street light here that could handle traffic going all 4 ways, but it doesn't. It only handles traffic 3 ways. There's an actual berm and boulders and some trees, and it cuts off a whole community of homes off to the east. Well, I used to live in that community of Rock Hill for a good number of years when I was growing up. And there's a lot of influential people in there. Matter of fact, one of your board members lives in there, Mr. Grunlair. And I find it interesting, how could that happen? Boy, that's a pure coincidence. Very interesting coincidence. How all that dirty, nasty traffic off of Jupiter isn't going to roll by your front yard. That's disturbing. Not only do those people not have access to that, they got to go all the way around. They can't get onto Jupiter to come visit Belmont or Rockford. They got to go all the way around. But the hidden thing here is all that traffic isn't going to cut through your neighborhood to get to the north side of Plainfield. And there's preferential treatment going on here. If some neighbors here can put up a berm and a street light off that road to prevent traffic from entering it, all we're asking for is some methods here and some changes to this road that improves the road and improves the safety for the children and the community and the bikers and everybody else in this community. I proudly carry this right here on the back of my thing. It says, "Don't tread on me. Every seat is the people's."